Our good friend Monica Robbins opened up to all of us a while back about her brain tumor and the journey through a pretty intensive surgery. But that journey is not over for her.
Monica Robbins joins us now. Monica, we had a lengthy conversation about this on Friday. It's not an easy conversation to have, obviously, but you've kept the viewer informed of your fight every step of the way, and you feel that it's important that we continue to do that, particularly with this particular next step, because it's kind of revolutionary and it could also help many others.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I was going to be a medical pioneer.
Yeah, but here you are.
Lucky me, and it's all because we live here in Northeast Ohio.
Right.
So, long story short, my tumor has spread. When they took the most of it out, they left behind some residual tumors. So on my optic nerve, on my carotid artery, and behind my left eye, and in my eye socket, my left eye socket. And that is the problem child. So that thing decided it was going to grow, and it grew into my bone, and now it's moving into my cavernous sinus. And yeah, that's above my nose. And who knew your carotid artery is in your cavernous sinus as well. So this could be really dangerous if we don't do anything about it. So they're trying to, they're going to go in, and the revolutionary part is I'm going to have surgery minimally invasive. They're going to go through my eyelid crease, and they're going to do brain surgery through my eye. Like they'll push my eye down, and they'll drill out what they need to do. And then if they need to replace bone, which they likely will, they're going to take it from my right rib, and they're going to rebuild my face with my rib. Who knew?
Wow. So when you sit and talk to Monica, first of all, she tells you, oh yeah, my brain tumor's grown and I have to have more surgery. And you're like, okay, because when you told me, you know, I was pretty early in the process, at least of notifying people here. And I'm sure you watch my face go through like 9 different versions of like fear and pain and anger. And
you didn't cry this time, though.
This time I didn't
You did not cry. I was so happy she didn't cry.
Partly because she's so strong.
Well, because immediately she's like, all right, so I have this brain tumor. But wait till you hear what they're gonna do. And that's the thing, you are so incredibly brave on all of this. And I know you say, you told me numerous times, what you see on TV is not what I have going on, and that's the TV part. But truthfully, girlfriend, you are just incredible. And what, I'm gonna start to cry now, the strength and courage that you are showing helps so many. I know you said you'd hold my hand, and thank you, but it's so hard to watch you go through this, but it's so incredible to watch you go through this because you're attacking it, and that's what I'm so proud of you for.
I'm not mad at it yet, though.
I
need to get mad at it.
Well, you've given it a nickname, which we won't go into here on TV, which, by the way, just will crack you up when you hear it. Maybe that's for social media. Quickly, we only have 30 seconds. The outlook for this procedure is?
Well, it's a wait and see. We're going to have to see what they're going to be able to do. You know, it's minimally invasive, but there's a lot going on. They're going to have to, I'm guessing, take a significant amount of bone. But the trick to this, they really don't know what they're dealing with until they get in. And then after they figure out what they got to do and whether or not they have to rebuild a majority part of my face or whatever, then the next thing likely, but we don't know yet, is I'll probably need radiation in the spring. The good news is, yes, it is a benign tumor, but even benign tumors can be deadly, and that's my situation.
Because of its position. It's
because
so
of where it's located. Yeah, nothing in your brain that's not supposed to be there is good for you. So, you know, that's pretty much it. But because it's not cancerous, I can wait a little bit for radiation, so that's good.
You got an army behind you, kiddo.
Yeah, I cannot begin to express, there are not enough words to express how grateful I am for all the well wishes and everything. And I truly, truly believe 2 years ago when I went through this, because of everybody took a couple of seconds to think about me, that's why I'm standing here right now.
It helps.
I really, truly believe that. So for everyone who reached out to me, my heart is with you, and I can't thank you enough for thinking of me.
Can we still follow you through this? Are you still going to be reporting on this?
Of course, yeah. The boss has told me I'm good. No, I'm kidding.
I don't want to get all these questions. I'll be at the grocery store.
No.
How's Monica?
I tell you, do this though. Next time we have that long conversation on the phone, make sure I'm not on my pain medication.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was a little loopy.
what?
I was a little loopy then.
well,
so.
okay, Mon. Okay, honey. Yeah.
We're with you. We're with you.
Well,
Thank you, guys.
I love you.
Love you too.
All right. I have to do weather.
Weather.
We have some news tonight about someone who is very special, who is sharing her medical journey with us again. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins took us along as she battled brain cancer 2 years ago. Over the weekend, she told us she has to have another operation. And Monica joined us now to share that part of the story with us. How you doing?
You know, it's been an interesting day.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
You know, yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of my first surgery, so I thought it would be a good idea to update everybody on the next step in this adventure. I always knew it was a risk that I could face. I just didn't think it would happen this soon. Fortunately, it is not brain cancer. It is a brain tumor, but I never thought I'd get to be a medical pioneer. In July of 2019, I was diagnosed with what's known as a sphenoid wing orbital meningioma. I know, it's a mouthful of a name. Meningiomas are the most common brain tumors. About 32,000 Americans are diagnosed each year. The tumor actually comes from the meninges, or the 3 thin layers of tissue covering the brain and spinal cord. They can pop up anywhere in the brain and are usually slow-growing and often benign. But depending where they're located, even benign tumors can be deadly. Mine is threatening my life and my vision. My surgeon performed what's known as a craniotomy and removed as much tumor as he could. A large portion was also in my skull, so a significant amount of bone had to be removed. I now have 3 titanium plates on the left side of my head and still sport the 10-inch scar from my forehead to behind my left ear. 4 residual parts of the tumor had to be left behind because removing them could potentially kill me or make me blind. So I still have tumor on my carotid artery, optic nerve, the back of my left eye, and in my left eye socket. That's the problem tumor. It decided to spread into my cavernous sinus, likely through the bone. That area also contains my carotid artery and the nerves that control my eye movement. I thought I was going to have another craniotomy to remove it, but fortunately for me, I live in Northeast Ohio. Back in May, Cleveland Clinic began doing a new type of minimally invasive procedure for my type of tumor. It's called transorbital neuroendoscopic surgery, or the TONES procedure. The surgeon will access the tumor through my left eye by cutting along the crease in my eyelid. From there, they'll drill out the problem tumor and, if necessary, use bone and cartilage from my rib to rebuild parts of my skull. Surgery will happen in mid-December, and I'll need about 3 months to recover. A few weeks after surgery, they'll reassess the area and, if necessary, do additional surgery. The issue is we really don't know what we're dealing with until the surgeons get in and see what's happening. A few months after surgery, it's likely I may need radiation, but a lot will depend on what they find. So a lot of people have asked me, why didn't I do radiation after the first surgery? Well, the reason is we hoped the residual tumor wouldn't grow. And if I would have had radiation, it makes additional surgery extremely complicated, if not impossible, because the radiation doesn't only affect the tumor, but the area around it. So radiation was always my next option, but I just hoped I wouldn't need it. I am so incredibly grateful and humbled for all the prayers and well wishes. I truly believe that all the healing energy you all sent to me last time is why I'm sitting here today. Northeast Ohio and my Channel 3 family wrap me in a lot of love, and there are few words powerful enough to express how thankful I am and grateful for everyone.
And that love continues, of course. You made a really good point there. I want to stress, just because something is benign doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? Anything in your brain that's not supposed to be there is not good. So I think that's really important for people to understand, because I had a lot of well-meaning comments that, oh, well, at least it's benign. Well, yeah, it's good. It's not cancerous. However, you know, it depends on the location, and sometimes these benign tumors can be in places that could be potentially fatal if they grow. So yeah, that's what we're hoping mine never did, but it did, and now we're going to deal with it. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere yet.
We know that.
I have a lot of work to do, you know, until through November, and then, you know, then I'm going to take a little hiatus, and I'll be back.
You know what? When you had your surgery the first time, when did you come back? It was pretty quick. when you came back,
Yeah,
right?
I escaped from the hospital a little too early, and I
Escaped.
promised my doctor I would never do that again. And but this time, I don't think I'm going to have to stay in the hospital quite as long.
Okay.
So yeah, and I probably did come back. I came back on Deke's birthday.
All right.
That was the
Wow.
and just in time to cover the medical story of the century.
This little pandemic thing. My point is, she came back very quickly. Every day she comes to play, and on a daily basis she kicks you know what. So the love is still there. We're still with you.
Thank you.
And we're going to see you through December.
Oh yeah.
And we're with you for those months you're away, and then you're going to be back.
Yeah, you're stuck with me. I am not going anywhere
right.
yet.
All
I
good.
got some time. Oh, and by the way, in case you were wondering, it was my choice to wait until December. So I asked the doctors if they were good with it, and they said, go for it, you're good.
Okay, and wash your hands.
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. I'm going to do that no matter what.
That's
I
her
will,
thing.
I will find you, and
All
I
right.
will still tell you that.
All right, my friend. Thanks a lot.